And welcome back. We're continuing our conversation here on the morning after pill in schools. And just to be clear, I don't think that this was or is some program devised out of some Machiavellian intent or with anything other than the health of the child involved. But parents, and let's bring in one caller here, I think, can articulate the concerns about where the line is and isn't. Let's go to Willie, who's calling us from New York. Willie, you're on the line. What do you think about this program they're doing in New York City?
I just think if you're going to put this program in a school, I think you need to educate the young people about the AIDS virus, because just giving them a pill after they have sex is really not the answer.
Well, you know what? I understand what you're saying, Willie. And for time, Kelly, this isn't just handing out a pill, slapping them on the back, and wishing them a good day. There is a sex ed component to
Absolutely. And what's, again, great about New York City is that they recognize that it's important to take steps and make sure that there's comprehensive sexuality education for teens in all of the public schools in New York City. And so that's an initiative that Mayor Bloomberg announced last year, I believe, and it's great news. And it goes hand in hand with being able to access services. Education is the first step. Is
there moralizing that goes on with the administering of the pill to discourage here continued behavior that would have gotten them in this situation, or is it free of that and just say this is strictly health and we're not here to tell you what's right and what's wrong?
I would imagine any qualified healthcare professional would have a conversation about why the teen needed emergency contraception in the first place and what kinds of things that they can do in the future to prevent having to need it again.
Okay. Andrew, you wanted to make a point here before we went to break.
Well, just that I'm not blaming parents for not having the difficult conversations with their kids. I understand that you have families where both parents work or work multiple jobs, and I wish the environment was different and there was more accommodating so that parents could be more involved in their kids' lives. I just think there's a bit of a double standard at play when parents who are not having those critical conversations or aren't being as involved in their kids' lives suddenly turn around and blame the schools, not just in a case like this, but I don't like what they're teaching, I don't like this, I don't like that.
One thing with not liking the curriculum, Andrew, and there's a big distinction with them doing something with their child that they're not aware of, which would require a prescription. You can, for any parent who doesn't like what the curriculum is, they can decide to opt out, usually in most school programs. That's different than having your child, which you're completely unaware of, participating in a program that goes beyond that singular incident here that speaks to activities your kid may be engaging in that you're completely unaware, but yet some school administrator is.
Those teenagers can also just go to a clinic and get the pill dispensed through a clinic. It's just happening in schools.
It's the distinction between going through a school and then going through a clinic. I will tell you, we started and ended on this conversation without consensus, but I don't think that's a bad thing. This is a tricky subject. Kelly Baden, thank you so much. I appreciate a few minutes. All right, keep the conversation going online. Head to our Facebook page or Twitter and sound off on the issue. We're going to get to some of these comments in the mailbag tomorrow night. We jump to a quick break. When we return, we turn to the city of Paterson, New Jersey. Within minutes, they'll be voting on whether or not to declare a state of emergency, and it has nothing to do with flooding here. It has to do because they say street violence so out of control that they need intervention. We're going to speak with the mayor of that city, who's come under fire from the governor of that state, to find out what's going on.